Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. And yes, I did it again. I went on the websites coming from China and I bought another key cloner programmer. And I know what you're thinking. You've seen my range. I've got heaps. I mean, I've got the KEYDIY cable. I've got the VVDI key tool. I've got the CN900. Probably a couple more that I'm not naming. The $2,000 to $3,000 RW4. And still, I bought another one. So you're thinking, oh, okay, yeah, you're just obsessed with buying tools. And aren't you? Because you want the latest and greatest. And the reason I'm doing this, okay, let's just cut to the chase. The reason I purchased this one is because I spoke to a lot of other locksmiths who use these on a daily basis, and I needed the latest and greatest because there has been some changes in the key cloning sort of market, and if you're not up with it, a lot of the time you can miss out on it and be paying a lot more, and I'll go into detail later on. Okay, so I've gone with the KEYDIY, make impossible possible. Okay, make key cloning great again. All right, so it comes with the tool here. Now, this one right here, very interesting. It boasts in the manual there that it has a 0.7 or a 0.9 of an inch display. That's that little thing right there, LCD display. I've never had a product that boasts about an LCD display that is under an inch. Most of the time it's like, oh, whopping 5-inch display, whopping 6-inch display. And when I looked at this tool, I thought to myself, oh, you know, it's only got like a little, you know, less than what a mobile phone had 20 years ago. And they actually put it in there, you know, LCD display, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, that's not very good. But when I started looking over the tool, there was a lot of different features and things about it, which I was, you know, quite surprised about. And just to get back to that LCD, they boast about 0.7 or 0.9 of an inch, which is nothing. You know, I mean, look at my mobile phone. Look at anything else these days. Everything is got a good size LCD on it, but this one has just a little tiny one. But that's okay. It's completely usable, and it's not letting the product down in any way. All right, so why did I buy this? One of the reasons I bought this one is because you can update the software. It's a fairly recent tool. It does other features which some of my other ones don't. And one of the features is the proximity remotes, the push button start ones. They've brought out new remote controls with proximity function. And to be able to generate these remote controls, to be able to program into the car, you need to have a tool that can do it. And I've spoken to a few other locksmiths and they've said that this tool is pretty good. Now, I wasn't really a fan of using an app to control a device, because then it's like you need Bluetooth, you need this, is it going to work, or we got connection issues. The first time I used this, I was impressed. Out of 10, I'd be saying I'd probably give it an 8, 8.5. Did everything I wanted it to do. The syncing up was awesome. The downloading was awesome. The walkthrough menus were awesome. And I was, you know, I'm very happy with this tool. So, where did I buy this for? I bought this from mk3.com. Okay, they didn't give me shit. I get nothing for free off them. I paid full price, top dollar. But the one thing they did give me was fast shipping. And for all the other locksmiths that are out there looking around to buy tools, you know, I would say that they're a reasonable supplier. Okay, so there it is there. 0.91 inch LCD. Yeehaw. Bluetooth. Okay, Bluetooth 4, great. Works with the software, works with this, the interface, mobile phone, blah, 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 proximity key unlock, detection, access, fixed code, everything basically you need. Chip generating, chip editing, chip simulation, ignition coil identification. So it does everything that all the other does all these functions. But then again, some of my other tools do all these functions too. So here we go, basically the startup, the range. You know, I don't mind these KEYDIY. Leave your comments down below if they've failed for you, or if after 2 weeks they've died on you. But from what I've seen and what I've done with them, I kind of like them. And I bought this tool because basically it's everything I kind of need, and they're so cheap, these tools now. You just buy another one, a few $100, and then you got the latest and the greatest. I was also looking at my X-Horse, and I bought some of these new remotes here, proximity ones, and they come in these little trays, like they come in a whole set, and somebody's cut them up, and they kind of look like, you know, looks like a food product or a little Twinkie of some description. So I bought 2 little Twinkie new X-Horse remotes. I still have the X-Horse tool, and I'm actually right now updating it. So, okay, let me give you the walk around on this tool here. Okay, so we're looking at it here, here. There's a lot of QR codes here to download the app and things like that. It's got a battery in there which is rechargeable. You've got your connection there which you can recharge it using the right cable. Simple, just hold down the button, push it on. There you are there with your serial number, your ID. You can put your little chip in there, you can put your remote control in there. You've got 3 little shortcut buttons here, you know, basically remote or chip or frequency, probably to sync up. Just like that, just like that, just like that. And frequency testing. We've got any frequencies happening here? Probably none of these have batteries in. Okay, so it's a very simple tool, by all fairness. It's got the antenna on the top. I mean, there's nothing to report. It's about as big as your hand. There you go. Okay, let's look now at these remotes. They've given us a couple of remote controls here. They're all flip, and of course there's no blades in them, so you need to add your own blades. No batteries included in with them, but pretty much ready to go to start programming. You can also get these little stickers on the back. Certain people do sell them, so you get your own logo put on, and you can remove those KEYDIY ones if you want. I'll just look over. So you get 3 remote controls. I'm not sure really about the exact specs of what these remote controls are, because they do have different ones in the range, and I'm not familiar with all of them. Somebody can comment down below, because they would be more familiar than I am. But they're really, really nice looking remote controls. Solid V-dub looking one. Okay, so 3 remote controls there. Now this is what's included down in the box underneath. So let's just go through this here. Yep, I was just about to say I don't think they gave me a charging cable, but of course they did. So there's a couple of different ways to generate remotes now, and you've got your standard cable here where you put that and then you plug that onto your remote control board. That's cool. They've given us 2 of these. Obviously there might be a wearing issue there. They've given me this cable here. Now this is from the micro USB Android, and then you've got that C type plug there, if you can see that, which is like the newer type Samsung, and you can plug that directly into this one right here. Then you have like this cable here, which is for the charging of the unit, so you can charge up the battery. I don't know why you need this, but most of the time it's all done via Bluetooth anyway. You go wirelessly. And some little probes here, so obviously you can do some sort of reflashing or unlocking also with these. The menus on this actual the app for this piece of hardware is really good. I was really impressed with it, and I've just moved over to a new phone, because it's that time of year and I actually update my phone every couple of years, whether it needs it or not, just to keep the battery life and things good. And unfortunately it's something I've got to do, so I have to reinstall the application for this anyway. So I thought I might just do it quickly with you. And I'm not an expert. I don't do this very often. So let's go through. Okay, let's go to the App Store. Actually, let's just see if we can wing it. Okay, let's just go to camera settings and see if I can pull up. Cancel. Okay, next. So this is a brand new phone. So it's okay. Next. Okay. Location tags will be turned on. Cancel. We don't want that. Okay, so will that actually read that QR code? This is a Samsung. It doesn't really have that like the iPhones do. Okay, not working. Let's just bring, you know what? Let's do it the other way, and let's go to Play Store. Okay. Okay, so I've gone to the Play Store, I've typed in KEYDIY and downloaded the app. Very straightforward. Now I'm just going to start it off and see how long it takes to get this device going. Disclaimer, let's just agree to that as well. Okay, so we are in the menu, ready to go. So I can see here just by looking at the pictures, because pictures are always cool, we should go to Bluetooth settings and actually connect up this device. So, what have we got up here? A little plus symbol, QR scan code, okay. Wants me to log in, so I'm not gonna do that. Bluetooth settings, there we go. Pair device. Are we even on? Let's push this button here. No, it's not the right one. Paired device. No. Okay, there we go. It's found it. We gotta push the blue button. So there it is, right there. Password's already put in for me, and bang, we are connected. That's how simple it was to connect. Okay, so let's go through and see what we can do. New firmware found. Okay, so we're just going to update the firmware. It looks like we're, geez, not far behind. Start update. So it's always good to have the latest software. There are changes all the time, and you can see what's happening now, that the actual device is being updated by the mobile phone via Bluetooth, and we're using the cellular network, and it's happening pretty quick. At the moment we're at about 3%, and you can see that the little red light there is blinking, and it even says updating. So when I was saying about this LCD screen, you know, 0.9, wow, big deal, it's enough to give an indication of kind of what's going. I think there's even a little, oh no, not there, yeah, it's got a little percentage thing down at the bottom there. One of the functions I liked more about this was the ability it has to actually talk to you. It actually reads out and tells you what it needs to do. So I'm going to go through and let this finish, and then we're going to see if we can clone a chip, see if we can generate a remote, and see how the prompts talk to us and see how it kind of reacts with us, so that you can gauge up whether or not this is the tool for you, and you know how effective it'll be to use it. Okay, so 3 minutes later I have my tool updated, and now I have everything. I have the latest software on my tool, I have the app on my tool. Now, one of the reasons I like these tools is because you don't have to use those expensive GTI chips. You can use, in a lot of cases, you can use the cheaper chips, and they have these super chips that do all sorts, and it just walks you through. So, the latest. Okay, so we've already done the latest. We have the latest. We're there. Okay, so let's walk through this now. So let's go to see what we got here. Products, languages, contacts, more. All of it's pretty much there. Let's go chip function, automatic detection. Let's throw a chip in there just for argument's sake, just to try and see if it can identify. Now, I have a bag of ID67. That's all they've written on it, 40-bit. So let's just throw one of them in and see how we go. So you can use a lot of cheaper chips these days, and that saves you a lot of money. So that's why it's good to have. So we'll put that in that little hole there. Automatic detection. Sorry, you need to log into the app to use this function. Okay, now let's log in. Now I have to do this off camera. So I put in my email address. It's going to send me an email, and it's going to give me a verification code. So I'm just going to go there. I'm going to go back to my emails, and I'm just going to make sure I get that verification code. It could be in the spam folder, but we'll see. Okay, so now I've basically sent my email address, got my verification code, so now I've logged in, and my machine has turned off, turned back on, it's given up on me, and it tells me my battery power there as well. So let's go chip generation, so chip function, chip clone, automatic detection.
The transponder in the induction coil.
See, this is the thing I like about this machine, is that it's talking me all the way through it. And I didn't even push it, it's already reading. It's doing it.
Transponder is detected.
4D67. Okay, there's the code that's telling me what it is. It can be copied. So let's try chip editing.
Start added transponder. Read successfully.
Okay, so if I want to change the code or the position or anything like that, I could do all that just by doing these ones. Let's go right up the top here.
Error. Please try again.
Lock.
Locked.
Uh-oh. Right.
Error.
Okay.
Please try
So
again.
I can't change that position. There is a few other parts here I can change if I wanted to. So we've identified what it is. Let's do it one more time.
Please put the transponder in the induction coil. Transponder is detected.
Okay, editing chip decode. Let's decode it.
Please put the transponder in the induction decoding. Decoding. Please don't move remote.
See how it's talking to us? It's telling us everything. I found the same functions with generating remote controls, which I really like. And I've only used this machine a couple of times, but it was nice and easy. It's talking to me. So that little 1 inch or 0.9 of an inch display is enough to do everything I kind of need to do. And it's telling me what...
Put 4D transponder in and press copy.
Let's just leave it in there and let's see what happens.
Error. Please try again.
Okay, so I need to use the right chip to be able to copy that over. And for this experimental purpose, I don't think that I actually have one, which is really bad on my behalf, because it would have been nice to see it clone itself and show a cloning. Okay, what do we got here? Who knows what they are? That's the problem. You buy from China, they send it to you in all these packs, and you know, who knows what it is.
Error. Please try again.
I kind of know what it is now, and it's definitely not that chip. So we've got another little bag of mystery here, a little bag of lollies. Here we go, ID67, 40-bit. Most likely not going to work, but we'll give it a try anyway. So it gives you quite a lot of information on the transponder, which is good. Probably not going to. Okay.
Please try again.
If we were using one of those other chips, the multi-chips, would probably have no problems. Okay, so that is a quick example on how to clone a transponder chip. If I was using a standard transponder chip and I had the right ones, I could do it quite easy. Here's another one. This is I've got it down to CN2 Magic 4C 4D 4, you know, basically. So that might actually work. Let's just drop that in there and see if that works.
Copy succeed.
We succeed. Okay, so that was a CN2 chip. So in this one example, I didn't need to use a $20 or $25 Silca GTI chip to actually generate a chip. I got a standard CN2 chip, and I can do that. The other chips that are really cool are the LKPO2s. I seem to use them quite a bit. Okay, so that's generating a chip. Okay, that was a 4D large capacity DST40 or ID67 Toyota Lexus. So that's a fairly popular one. So let's go back now and let's get off chip function. Actually, so let's have a quick look. Automatic detection, access card clone, 48 clone chip, Toyota G clone, 48 chip, 48 query, 4D, 7083, 46 special, BYD, all keys lost, and it goes on from there. So there's a lot of functions there, and the thing about the app is it actually works. It tells you, talks to you, gives you everything. So I like that. Remote control function. So you got this smart remote as well. I don't have the smart remotes with me, but I do have them, and I did generate one or two on that, and I found that just as easy, just absolute walkthrough. Garage remotes we won't be doing, but it's good to know some of them are there. Smart match. What's smart match?
Please press unlock button.
Okay, so you're going to need some sort of battery in your remote control for this to work. Unfortunately, these don't have batteries in them, so we're not going to get anything from that, so I can't display that. Car remote. Okay, so what type? Update tip. Found that the file has been updated. Whether to go over update. Let's not update now. So let's see if we can just blow in some standard or very generic type file here. So let's not do any challenging ones. Let's go for alright, Citron. So it's giving me images and things of what the original will actually look like. Let's try this one. That's an old schooler. So we want to generate that. Firmware. Okay, let's just download it. So we need to download the software and wireless generation. I'm not sure if we can do that on this one, but I will try it. Communication error. Generate. Okay, it's a wired. Remote not found. Okay, so let's make it find that remote control and let's see what happens. So to do that, we're going to need some sort of cable to plug into. So we'll get this one out. We'll put that down there. For the proximity, I guess you can do wireless, which is good. This is more of a wired connection now. Yes, I'm fairly happy with this tool on what it actually does and how it does it. I find it quite good. Okay. Going to need a little screwdriver here of some description. Here's one I got. And we need to get down to that circuit board. Without destroying it. There we go. Okay, so that's where the battery goes, and that's where this connection goes. Fairly straightforward. So these products make it really easy to be able to do a remote without using genuine remote controls and things. So that makes it a little bit more profitable for people who are trying to copy keys or make new remotes. You know, if you've got to buy genuine all the time, you're just going to be costing yourself a lot of money. Okay, so we've plugged that in now. So we've got that plugged in, you can see that. And I'll put it up here so you can see it. So let's go OK, generate, go wired, and it's doing it. So right now we've generated that for a Citroen, and we can simply cut the blade, put it in the top, put a battery in this, and then start OBD programming it into the actual car. And that didn't take long at all. Just unplug it, put my battery back into it, plug that back in, put my cap on top, push it in, and away we go. So a lot of the new programmers kind of work in a similar fashion. Like, this is nothing new. Some of the functions here which are new is the push start proximity remotes, and that's why I like this machine, because it seemed to have a good selection of information, had a good selection of remote controls. It's got those new proximity remote controls. It has walkthrough menus, which I really like. It's easy enough to use, and a lot of people throw results backwards and forwards over the app as well. So if somebody finds out this or that, and you can earn points by doing that. So with the wide range that it has and all the functions that it has, I'm fairly happy with it. The smart key remote, the like swipe cards and things like that, I probably won't use too much. If you've used them, leave them down in the description how they've worked for you. If you've got any comments about this particular unit, or you like it or you don't like it, or if it's let you down, leave it down in the description. But for what I'm using it for, I kind of like it, you know. KEYDIY is pretty cool. Now, you don't have to, if you're out of, if you're in Australia, SG Locks is the supplier for this. So you go sglocks.com.au, or you can buy it from MK3 or any of the other places on the internet. They don't give me nothing. Nobody supports me. So if you use them, they're good. If you use them, they're not good. That's nothing to do with me. I'm just telling you what and where you can find it. So all in all, setup procedure, 5 minutes, including downloading the updates, generating remote control, 2-3 minutes, and they have a wide range of remote controls, not to mention the new proximity ones, which are probably going to save a lot of people a lot of money. And if you're not saving money on those things there, you're probably going to be saving money on using non-expensive chips, like the super chips and things, where you can clone multiple different formats on those super chips. So there's so many of them that, you know, you don't really need to be paying $25 per chip to actually do a clone, and you don't have to be spending $200 for a genuine remote to, you know, produce that. One of the sales rep for KEYDIY actually said to me that he could do a key for, I think it was some sort of Holden Ute there. I'm not particularly sure on which one, or Isuzu Ute, and it was down to about $16 his cost price. So if you can get the cost down and you're producing a good, reasonable product, there's got to be some sort of money left in the actual sale, because at the moment things have come down so dramatically that if you're not in tune with cheaper ways of doing it, you can be priced out of the market very quickly. So that's a KEYDIY tool, little example. Leave your comments down below what you think, and thanks for watching.